This is Sara with Posh Pooch Designs, and today's video I'm going to take one of my basic crochet hats that starts with a band and work up this way, and I'm going to show you how to take this pattern and make it into a messy bun hat. Now you can do this with any pattern that you have that starts with a band at the bottom and works up this way. This pattern is on my blog. It's called the Pinky Crossover pattern because I used a Red Heart Pinky yarn. And I believe this yarn is called Panther Pink because it's black and pink. And I just love this yarn. Anyway, with this on this pattern, a free pattern on my blog, you can make the hat in a slouchy, which is what this is. You can make it a basic beanie. And I'm going to add the notes to make it into a messy bun hat. Now, before I get started and show you how to do that, you need to understand that there is a difference between a ponytail hat and a messy bun hat. A messy bun hat has a wider opening at the top so that you can slip the hat on and put your hair up in a messy bun. Now, the ponytail hat is one that is stitched in tightly, and you add the ponytail rubber band to the top. Both of them are great patterns and great things, and you can do both of them with this pattern. So what you're going to need is, I'm just using worsted weight number 4 yarn, and for this one today I thought I would use this yarn because it has lots of colors in it, but it's not bright, it's kind of muted. And then this is called the Primary Colors by Red Heart. It's a worsted weight number 4. This is what we're using for our demonstration. You're also going to need your eye hook. This is a I9 5.5 millimeter. And you're going to need a needle with a nice big eye for weaving in your ends. And of course, a pair of scissors. So just go grab you a skein of yarn maybe that you're not using, and you can practice on this, and I'll show you exactly how to do it so that it can work with just about any pattern that starts at the bottom with this band. So we're going to begin to make this band across. This is a nice stretchy band. It's all stitched in single crochet, working in the back loops only. So we're going to make our slip knot, and we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, this particular hat can be made in just about any size if you know the measurement for the head, because you're going to begin making the band, and we're going to make it as long or as short as you want it, because this is the portion, like I said, that goes around the hat. Now, for the pattern that we're doing, I'm going to be making it in an adult size, and it measures about 18 to 20 inches. So what we're going to do, we chained our 8. We're going to place 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So go in that chain, pull up a loop. There's 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through both those loops, and we're going to do 1 single crochet in each of those loops. And since we started in the second chain from the hook, we're going to have 7 single crochets. We have 7 single crochets. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now, we're going to be stitching in the front or the back loops only. And if you look at the top of my stitches, there is a front loop and a back loop, and these are these loops that run across the top. The front loop is always the loop that faces you. The back loop is always the loop that is facing away. And so we're going to be stitching 1 single crochet in each of the 7 back loops only. And this is the way we will stitch this entire band for this hat. And you will stitch as many rows as needed for your head or whoever you're making it for. For the adult size head, you're going to need to stitch 72 rows. And this makes a little bit of a fitted hat for 18 to 20 inch. Now remember, yarn is stretchy, so you may need to stitch a little less rows. So we're going to chain one and we're going to turn, and we're going to continue to stitch one single crochet in each single crochet on each row, stitching in the back loops only for 72 rows. So here's my band. I stitched 72 rows, and like I said, this will fit about an 18 to 20 inch head. If you need it smaller, do less rows. If you need it wider around, make more rows. Do not cut your yarn. We're going to put the two ends of the band together, and this is going to form our hat. So I'm going to turn it this way so you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to go through both ends. We'll go through the stitches on this end and the chains on the other end. Move that end out of the way. And we're just going to pull up a loop and slip stitch loosely across. So you'll have 7 slip stitches because we have 7 stitches. 7 slip stitches across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more, just to make sure. And then we're going to chain 1. Do not cut your stitch or your chain. Here's your band for your hat. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to place 1 single crochet in the end of each one of our stitches. So you're going to have a stitch on each of the bumps and a stitch underneath. And you're going to need the same number of stitches as you have rows. For instance, I stitched 72 rows. So I need 72 stitches around. And we're going to just place 1 single crochet in each row. So you're going to place 1 in the bump and 1 in between the bump, just like this. And you'll stitch 1 single crochet in the end of each row, working all the way around your hat. I should say your hat brim, or your hat trim, or your hat band. Either way, you're putting 1 single crochet in the end of each of your rows around. This is now the bottom of your hat. This is working up the hat. So put 1 stitch, 1 single crochet in the end of each row all the way around, and then join to your first single crochet. Isn't this yarn lovely? Oh, I'm just really loving how this hat is looking already with this yarn. As you can see, I have stitched my row of single crochet along the top of my band all the way around. And on my pattern, this is a crossover pattern. And what that means is this next stitch, you're going to be stitching 2 double crochets and then a crossover, which means you cross back in one that you skipped. But for the Messy Bun Hat, we're going to stitch this just as a double crochet row. If you want to stitch the crossover stitch, you certainly can. But I'm just going to show you the easiest way to do this. And so we're going to chain 3 to begin, and then we're just going to place 1 double crochet in each stitch around, and a double crochet, just in case you're not sure. Yarn over, go through the stitch and pull up a loop. You'll have those 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2. And so basically we're going to just stitch 1 row of double crochet all the way around, stitching in those single crochet stitches. But like I said, if you would like to do the crossover stitch as it states in the pattern, you can certainly do that. And you can find that pattern, like I said, in the link, in the notes underneath the video is the link for that pattern. And on that pattern, you're going to find instructions to make a slouchy beanie, to make a regular beanie, to make a messy bun hat, and a ponytail hat. It'll all be right there on the blog. And so you'll have all of those notes. So you can make any kind of hat you want. So anyway, I'm stitching 1 double crochet in each double crochet around, and then I'll come back and join to the top of my chain 3. Now I stitched a row of double crochet. I joined to the top of my chain 3 with a slip stitch, and I'm only going to chain 1. And that's because the next 2 rows we're only going to be crocheting single crochets, not double crochets. So for the next 2 rows, we're going to place 1 single crochet in each single crochet around. Let me repeat myself. We're going to be stitching 1 single crochet in each of the double crochets around for the first row, and then the second row we're going to be stitching 1 single crochet in each single crochet. So we're stitching 2 rows of single crochets. As you can see, we have our band. We did 1 row of double crochet, and then we did 2 rows of single. And for this pattern and this particular messy bun hat, you're going to need to repeat the double crochet and 2 single crochets for 3 more times. And that will give you the length that you need before we do a decrease row. So you need to do double crochet 1 row and 2 single crochet rows 3 more times to make the messy bun hat. Now, before I show you that, I do want to show you this hat. And this is one that I made. It's made exactly the same. It has the single crochet band. This is Red Heart Abstract Boutique. And I wanted to show you the difference between a ponytail hat and a hat that's called a messy bun hat. And what you do with, this is the same pattern. I just, instead of doing 2 rows of single, I just did a double crochet for every row of single. So I did a double crochet, instead of doing 2 rows of single, I did a double. And so then I have all double crochets. And you can do that on this one as well. Rather than do the 2 single crochets, you can do a double crochet row if you want to. That's how versatile this hat pattern is. And then I did the decrease row up here, which is 1 double crochet in the first stitch and then 2 in the last. And I did that 2 times. I repeated 1 double crochet and then 2 together. And I did that in order to come up with a little bit smaller hole. Now you don't have to have a real tiny hole to do this, but I want to show you how to add the rubber band in to make it a ponytail hat opposed to a messy bun hat. Make sure you get one that does not have any metal and is good and sturdy. I don't recommend getting these at the Dollar Tree. Go to Target or Walmart or someplace like that that has good sturdy, I think Goody is the brand. And what you do is you take your band and you just set it like this, and you're going to single crochet around that band. Going around that band, and you're going to bunch all your stitches up together. Because you can see the hole is bigger than the band I'm working with. And so you're going to go in each single crochet, going around that band, and then you might need to bunch your stitches up a little bit, and I'm going to turn. going all the way around, bunching up all of your stitches onto the band. And like I said, this is called a ponytail hat opposed to the messy bun hat. Now on my pattern that I have linked up there, you're going to need to do the repeat 4 times, not 3 times, in order for there to be just a little bit more length in the back. And then you do 2 decrease rows where you are doing 2 double crochets together and then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And I will show you that when we get to the end of our messy bun hat. I will show you how to do those 2 rows also. There'll only be 1 row of that on the messy bun hat. Now you see I'm still scrunching in my stitches all the way around this band. I've done my last stitch. I'm going to join to the first single crochet just like we normally do. The main thing here is that you make sure you get that nice and snug and then weave that in. And I'm going to pull that inside so you can see. There we go. So that's how to do the ponytail hat. Has a stretchy band so you can pop your ponytail through it. It's done the same, like I said, with the single crochet band here. And then instead of doing double crochet and 2 singles, I just did a double crochet. And then I did 1 double crochet row to count for the 2 singles. And then I did that all the way up and then 2 decrease rows. And that's how you make the ponytail hat. That's the difference. All right, now back to our messy bun hat. So I've added a few more rows. I did another row of double crochet and 2 more rows of single crochet. And now I need to do 2 more rotations of that, or 2 more repeats, I should say, of double crochet and 2 single crochets to get the length that I want. And then I'm going to show you how to make the decrease row, similar to how it's made on the ponytail hat that I showed you a minute ago, so that you can, on this pattern, be able to make a slouchy, a beanie, a ponytail hat, and the messy bun hat. So let me finish getting these rows done. Simple double crochet, 2 single crochets, another double crochet and 2 single crochets, and then I'll show you how to finish up the hat so that you can wear it. So I now have my hat as long as I want it. Now if your head is smaller and you want it shorter, you just do as many as you like. You can kind of hold it up to your head to see how high up you want it. Just for an example, here's my measure, and it's just a little over 6 inches. And it just depends on how tight you want it. Now at this point we have not done any decreases. If we put this on our head, it would probably slide right down to our neck. So we need to do a decrease row. And the way we do that, turn that where you can see that, we're going to go ahead and chain 3, and then we're going to do a decrease. And the way we do that is stitching 2 double crochets together. So we're going to yarn over, go in the next stitch and pull up a loop. Then we're going to go in the next stitch and pull up a loop. And you'll have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through the first 3, and then yarn over and go through the next one. And then the next stitch, you're going to just do 1 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch. And then we'll repeat the decrease stitch, or stitching 2 double crochets together. So we'll go in, pull up a loop, go in the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 3, yarn over, go through the second 3. And we're going to repeat this all the way around the hat. And this is going to make the hat curve in a little bit. And this is what we did on the ponytail hat. We did this for 2 rows in order for the hole to be small enough to get the ponytail holder so that we could stitch it in place. Remember the ponytail hat that we did? We did the 2 rows of decreases, and then we did the single crochet row around to put in our ponytail holder. So we're going to continue this around here. We're going to do 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then double crochet the next 2 together. And this is going to cause the hat to curve in. That way it won't slide off our head down to our neck. Unless you want it to be a cowl, then you can do that. You can just slide it right down and put it on your neck. All right, there's 1, there's 2, and then we're going to stitch it together, the next 2 double crochets. We're going to do this, and you can see it's already starting to curve in. We're going to do this all the way around the hat, and then we're going to join to the top of the chain 3. So we did our decrease row, and the truth is, if you feel like the hat's going to slide off and you want to do another decrease row, you certainly can. But at this point I didn't, because I like the way it fit and I think that it's done. And then I'll tie off and weave in my end. But I wanted to show you that you can embellish by adding some buttons if you want to. And it's just a fun little messy bun hat, super easy to make. And with this pattern, you can make a beanie, you can make a slouchy, and you can make a ponytail hat, as well as the messy bun hat. So get out and make you some.